TG Geeks, episode 138, October 9th, 2017. Songs and Runners and Outer Space Justice. Hello and welcome to another webcast from tggeeks.com, where Ben and Keith, the Two Gay Geeks, talk about all aspects of geekdom and nerdery. Sci-fi, comics, film, horror, genre, you name it, we talk about it. And I'm Keith Lane, and I'm coming to you from TG Squared Studios in, sometimes we have internet, Phoenix, Arizona.
That's us, folks.
That's us, folks.
Yeah, and I'm Ben Raggington, coming to you from, let's hope this internet lasts just long enough, Phoenix, Arizona.
Exactly. And we're just going to launch right into it. We're going to try to do a quick episode today.
A quickie.
A quickie. So here we go.
I'm reminded of a line from Love at First Bite, where Dracula says, always a longie, never a quickie.
Always a longie.
Yes. A new Justice League trailer came out.
Yeah.
Have you had a chance to see it?
I looked at it with you just while you were watching it. Over to the side.
Okay, over to the side. So, okay,
yeah.
So you really weren't watching it.
I wasn't watching most of it, yes.
We've got that on our website. We will have the link for that in our show notes. Yes, Warner Brothers has gone ahead and released a new Justice League trailer. I'm sure, well, if you're listening to this by now, I'm sure you've seen it or have seen the headline for it. Dark. Very dark. I'm kind of. It's intense. I mean, there's one moment of humor from The Flash, but for the most of it, this is a rather intense-looking trailer, which has been something of a departure from the last couple of things we've seen from Justice League, and yet something of a return to what we've had with like Man of Steel and Batman versus Superman. So I'm a little concerned about that. I don't know if this is Warner Brothers determined that they want to do something, just ugly and dark and violent, despite the fact that fan reception clearly goes for the lighter and more optimistic.
Yeah.
So I don't know what to think about that. Anyway, we will have the link. Like I said, we've got the link for that in our show notes. Check it out. I'm really curious to see what all of you think about it. There are some interesting things in the trailer. I will say that, but please check it out when you have a chance. So now I got to move on. A patent has just been unveiled for a possible new attraction at Disneyland, specifically at DCA, in their Marvel Land, a Spider-Man ride.
A Spider-Man ride.
Now, we all know, watching the Spider-Man movies, especially not so much with what we just had, well, maybe a little bit of what we've had with the Tom Holland film, but with the Andrew Garfield and especially the Tobey Maguire movies, the way we would see Spider-Man, he would use his webs to literally swing in between the skyscrapers of New York. Well, they're trying to create something very similar to that, and we'll have, like I said, we'll have the link for that in our show notes. But the patent shows basically. It's sort of a gondola that swings on a cable, and it's going to swing from side to side.
Oh, dear. As
it goes from one building to the next building to the next building to the next building, and it's going to be doing something of a rather irregular circle.
Interesting.
Yeah, it looks very vomity.
Yeah, sounds like it.
I mean, it could be. It looks terribly intense. So, once again, we want you people everybody to kind of take a look at it. I mean, we're not sure about this. This is just a new patent that hints that we might see this attraction. There was from Inside the Magic, they're reporting that it's for a track-based swing ride with long-arm pendulum.
Interesting.
And that the goal is in designing the ride system that will deliver an experience similar to what it would feel like to be with Tarzan, or a similar character swinging between trees or a jungle or a vine, or with Spider-Man and a similar character swinging on webs between buildings, etc., etc., etc. The ride is intended to have a swinging sensation provided while also having a forward travel along a ride path in a direction of travel for the swinging sensation to feel thrilling and fun. Wow.
Who knows?
Well, this might be a possibility. The one good thing about it is that if this ride technology works, this might actually lay the groundwork for that Monsters, Inc. door ride that we've been screaming for a long time.
Yeah, it could be.
It could work out for that. So anyway, we'll have the link for this story in our show notes as well, and it has illustrations and diagrams of the patent for the ride. So check it out, everybody. I think it could be crazily intense. So that's what we got for now.
All right.
This is online gadfly and well-regarded jerk Hannibal Taboo, and you're listening to the Two Gay Geeks.
And here's a few selected birthdays for October 9th through October 15th. And I have a bunch on one day, the first day here, because I had internet. So I was trying to hurry up on the other days, so we just have a few on the other days. October 9th, Brian Blessed!
Gordon's alive!
And Brandon Routh, John Entwistle.
Oh, late. The late bass player for The Who, and probably one of the most underrated bass players. I mean, I think he's underrated. The man was a genius.
Yeah, also on October 9th, Guillermo del Toro and John Lennon.
John Lennon and John Entwistle. I didn't know they had the same birthdays.
Yeah. And Camille Saint-Saëns in 1835.
Wow.
And Guru Ram Das, 1542.
For people who don't know who Guru Ram Das is,
he was a guru.
I am now, I feel enlightened.
You are now. Ram Das. October 10th, Fabio Viviani. He was one of the runners-up on Celebrity Chef thingy. Whatever.
Oh, was that Top Chef?
Yeah, Top Chef.
Ah.
And also he has a restaurant actually in LAX in the Delta Terminal. And
have we ever? We haven't been by there, have we?
You may or may not have. I have a number of times. I almost ate there once.
Okay, next time. Okay, we need to make a trip.
Yep, next time. So also on October 10th, Ed Wood.
Oh, I need to watch Plan. No, I don't want to watch Plan 9. I want to watch Ed Wood, the Tim Burton movie. That movie is insane.
Yeah. Also on October 10th, Ben Vereen.
What a talent!
There you go.
God, the line went right out of my head. I couldn't. That's Ben Vereen. I know. What a talent!
Yeah, that's not Ira. That's Ben Vereen. Also, Helen Hayes, Manu Bennett, Michael Giacchino, and Joe Green, the famous composer.
Yeah, better known as
Giuseppe Verdi, Mr. Verismo himself.
Yes.
October 11th, Dawn French.
Okay, now, so after we watch Ed Wood, we have to watch The Vicar of Dibley.
Yeah, all of them.
All of them. Again.
Yes. Also on October 11th, Thich Nhat Hanh.
Oh, that was
good. He was
good.
a famous Buddhist philosopher, shall we say.
Ah.
October 12th, Luciano Pavarotti, Hugh Jackman, and Ralph Vaughan Williams. October 13th, Marie Osmond. October 14th, Justin Hayward.
The Moody Blues.
And Sir Roger Moore.
Did he get... I didn't know he got knighted.
I believe he did, yes.
Oh, good for him.
And there was a funny little story I saw on Facebook here a number of months ago. And this little kid, he was about 7 or 8, something like that. And he said, that's James Bond. And he was saying to his grandfather, and he went up and he had his grandfather take a photo or gave him
I seem to remember something about this.
to get an autograph,
Yeah.
and he signed Roger Moore. And so the little boy said, that's James Bond. And then he went back up there. The little boy went up there and said, I thought you were James Bond. He said, I am. I'm in disguise. So
Oh, how
that's
cute.
why I gave you the name Roger Moore.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's cute. Anyway, also on October 14th, Thomas Keller, famous chef from the French Laundry.
Oh, my God. Yeah, a restaurant. That's a place I would love to eat at like it's ever going to happen.
Yeah. October 15th, Emerald Lagasse and Friedrich Nietzsche.
I believe I Think, Therefore I Am.
Yeah, no.
No.
That was, oh, shoot. Rene Descartes.
Descartes, right.
Friedrich Nietzsche was nihilism.
Oh,
There is nothing.
there's not. Oh, that guy. But he's so depressing.
So depressing. And that's it for the birthdays this time.
Mark your calendars and plan to attend PIY 2017. PIY is the Podcast It Yourself workshop, and it's happening in Phoenix, Arizona, October 28th, 2017. This interactive workshop is being held for people who want to start a podcast or want to learn more about podcasting from experienced and respected podcasters. Learn about software, hardware, accessories, best practices, and more. And of course, we've got prize drawings to make podcasters weak in the knees. The workshop coincides with the long-awaited release of Podcasting for Dummies 3rd edition. Authors T. Morris and Chuck Tomasi will be at DIY to answer questions and sign books. Oh, and it also happens to be T's birthday, so come help him celebrate after the workshop is done. You do not want to miss this event. Spaces are limited. Go to podcastingfordummies.com and sign up for PIY 2017. It doesn't get any simpler than that. Podcastingfordummies.com and PIY 2017. Go. Now.
Go check it out at podcastingfordummies.com and check out the PIY 2017. Price is $20 until October 10th, and it goes up. So if you've had any ideas or want to know more about podcasting, go check it out here in Phoenix. And now it is time for that lovely music and our feedback.
A little bit of feedback. Not a whole heck of a lot. We got a little bit, though. Starting off with, this is in response to our episode last week, episode 137, where we interviewed Ari Gold, and we got a response from Patricia Chica.
Yay, Patricia!
It's her PR company, Chica Arts. They were the ones that are actually representing this film. And she writes, "Thanks so much, Keith and Ben, for interviewing Ari. I hope you had fun. Can't wait to listen to the episode. We did have a good time. And I hope you enjoyed the episode, and we'll be talking a little bit more about that a little bit later." And then, of course, there was a review that came out just in time for the Tucson Film and Music Festival. And again, Patricia writes, "I just read your review, and I have to say that it profoundly moved me. The Song of Sway Lake is one of those classic and timeless movies that need to be appreciated like a good old wine. It takes a few sips to really get into the depth and richness of the flavor. I found that you totally knew how to describe it and analyze it in your article." And then she kind of shifts gear a little bit. She segues, and the only reason I'm keeping this in is because we're going to talk about this as well.
Yeah.
She writes, "I watched Blade Runner 2049 last night in the presence of Denis Villeneuve." Now, he's a director of the film. "Standing ovation. I find similarities in the approach, even if the films are of different genres and styles. It takes a few viewings to take it all in, absorb the genius of the filmmaker, and finally settle. It's those types of movies that keeps haunting you for days. They are unforgettable." And then she switches back and says, "Thank you, Ben and Keith, for taking the time to review the film and interview Ari. I wish I could attend the premiere tomorrow in Tucson with you all." And we were at the premiere for it in Tucson, and we'll talk about that just a little bit. And she writes, "Have fun and take pictures." And then we got a response from Ari, and he actually he posted this on Facebook. He writes, "This beautiful and honest reviewer starts by saying our film is difficult to navigate, and then he comes to a moment, quote unquote, when the revelation came to me what an artistic triumph this film truly is."
Yeah.
And there were a number of people that actually commented in regards to that said that they read the review. One person says, "I think this is a great review." Another person says, "Ari, reading this warms my heart and literally made my day." Another person says, "I can't wait to see the movie." So that's it for the feedback.
Yeah.
So thank you, Ari. Thank you for Patricia for referring
us on to this.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll be talking about that movie in just a bit.
Yeah. And we want to hear from you, our listeners. If you have something that you want to tell us, that you like the show, you don't like the show, something you like about it, something you don't like about it, please tell us. We want to know.
Mm-hmm.
You can leave feedback on the Facebook. Feedback on the Facebook. Whether it's our
while riding
articles.
this way back.
Yes, exactly. On Facebook as TG Squared Studios, on any of our articles at tggeeks.com.
TG Geeks.
TG Geeks. You can leave feedback on our YouTube episodes.
Ethan is still haunting you.
Yeah, and all those wonderful places, whether it's Twitters or the Facebooks or any of those places.
Instagrams, any place.
Instagrams. And you can even call us and leave us a voicemail at 469-TG-GEEKS. That is 469-844-3357. And remember, please play nice.
The force is strong with the Two Gay Geeks webcast.
So we talked a little bit about Blade Runner, well, because Patricia brought it up. But yes, we got to see Blade Runner. The review for this movie is out on our website.
And it's a great review.
Oh, well, thank you. But
you're welcome.
Now, this is a movie, well, we've both been excited about it, but you've been like really very vocal in your excitement in seeing this movie.
I thought it was fabulous.
Okay, so what are some of the things that okay, well, first off, let's say, why did you want to see it so badly?
Because I loved the initial Blade Runner film, the first Blade Runner film. Mm-hmm. I saw it in the theaters. I watched it countless times.
Oh God, I know.
It just
we have it.
It's just stunning.
all the different editions of it.
The original was stunning, and the hype. You know, I realized that sometimes the hype about a sequel is more than what actually is produced. And
we helped contribute to some of that hype.
Yes, but I think they got this right. It was incredible. The visuals were great. The homage to the original film in a number of different scenes was great. The whole look and feel of it was taking it into the future and where the future had gone with the whole replicants, mm-hmm. etc., and how it just all played out. I thought it was brilliant.
What were you thought of the cast?
They were great. Harrison Ford, obviously, was wonderful.
Harrison is Harrison,
right? But
I think the one that everybody's kind of wondering about is Ryan Gosling. This is his first. Usually, he doesn't do what you would call blockbuster movies. He does kind of more artsy, and not necessarily independent films, but definitely artistic movies. And now he's in his first sci-fi blockbuster playing a character simply named Kay.
I thought he was great. He played the replicant with
spoiler.
Sorry. Well, it's said at the very beginning
early
of the film.
on. Yeah, there's no. I mean, yeah, we learned very early on that he's a replicant, so
right.
It's not a huge game changer.
Right, but he played it with that lack of emotion, yet had all of the good beats and chemistry with people on the screen. I thought he did a great job.
Okay, so let's talk about some of the aspects of the story. Now, you and I, we both were kind of guessing where the movie was going to go, and we were doing a pretty good job up until I would say maybe the last quarter of it.
Yeah.
And then we were completely just thrown off our horse.
Exactly. The twists and turns of the story are typical, and but it's good. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's a good twist and it's a good turn. I think it fuels the rest of the story, shall we say?
Go ahead.
The mission. It fuels the mission and keeps the mission and the story going. Mm-hmm. So then whatever the twists that happen at the end are then acceptable.
Oh, that's very good. I can't put that better. No, really, that's an excellent statement right there.
Yeah.
One of the last things to talk about is the score. Now,
Oh, wow.
Vangelis really kind of set an incredibly high bar for the score that he did with Blade Runner, and this was Vangelis's era. I mean, he won Academy Award for Chariots of Fire. Now he's doing this score for Blade Runner. Although I think Blade Runner came out after Chariots. I'm pretty sure it did.
Yeah.
But now we don't have Vangelis. I mean, he's still around. He's not dead. But he's not doing the score this time. Now we have Hans Zimmer and somebody else who worked on the score. It's a name I'm not familiar with, and I'm guessing he might be, maybe he's like the electronic artist.
Yeah, Benjamin Wallfish. He's done a number of things.
Mm-hmm.
So he did Dunkirk. It looks like, oh gosh, what was it I saw recently? Batman versus Superman. He did some of the scoring.
He did Yawn of Justice?
Yep.
I need to watch that again now.
And a number of other things, but that's a quick look at IMDb. So I thought the score was, it was taken to the next level. It was Vangelis taken to the next level, and some of the
kicked it up a notch.
Yeah, the tonal arrangements and were really good for the scenes that they were in. I mean, because it really wasn't a score per se.
No,
it was tonal music
right
for each scene.
It felt like a sonic landscape.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's what I was going for.
It really did. I mean, that's kind of what I was getting out of it too. I liked some of there is a really good concluding message in this movie about what it is to be special. I did not put that in the review because to do so would have spoiled it. That's all I'm going to say. I mean, I couldn't address it because it would spoil the ending of that film, and I don't want to do that. And it's a shame because it's a great message.
Yeah.
It's a fantastic message that Kay finally gets to embrace. Right. So, I agree with pretty much everything you said. I thought the movie was magnificent. I really enjoyed it. I'm bummed that it's not doing as well in the box office. And now Warner Brothers are having to readjust their box office expectations for the weekend.
Interesting. I assumed that it would have.
I thought this was going to blow the roof off the box office receipts.
I think people were maybe a little hesitant just because of Blade Runner was so iconic.
Maybe.
I think that may have been.
But I thought the marketing was good on it.
And the fact that it was directed by somebody different this time.
Right. But Ridley was producing it.
Right.
Now, granted, Ridley has had some pitfalls lately with some other films. So maybe people are kind of having a little bit of a Ridley Scott hangover.
Yeah.
So that maybe that kind of played into this. I hope not, because I really think this movie needs to be watched. I think Denis did a magnificent job with it. And as Patricia said, when she saw it at whatever film festival she's at currently, it got a standing ovation, and I thought it was well worth it.
Yeah.
So, moving right along from big blockbuster, massive studio production, we're now going to the humble yet equally amazing independent film. We're going to talk about The Song of Sway Lake. And now, yes, we had the interview with Ari last week, and we talked a little bit about the film in the interview, but since that time, the review has been published. Now let's really, without spoiling this film, let's really talk about what we liked and what we didn't like about it. So, again, my thoughts are all out there. And as Ari referred to, I initially found the movie very difficult to navigate, but during a subsequent reviewing of the movie, something came to light, which literally opened up the entire movie for me and changed it.
Yeah.
So I watched the movie twice, and then I got to see it a third time when we were down at the Tucson Film Festival, and we were there with Ari Gold and his brother, the composer, Ethan. And it was a joy to see it on the big screen. It was wonderful being able to watch it again with this understanding and to then finally really appreciate all the nuances in everything that's going on. So that's those are things that I'm taking away from it. But let's really talk about what you thought of this movie. What was it that really leapt out at you?
I thought it was just beautifully shot. It was just the nature scenes and the lake scenes were incredible. The newsreel footage that they did at the beginning of the film was
loved it.
Incredible. I mean, it was so period and wonderful to do the setup of this, and then all of a sudden you go into the nature, and then there's this dynamic relationship between the grandmother and the grandson, and then Nikolai, as well as the housekeeper, maid, servant, slave person that Marlena is. And all four of them, and then you add a couple of other characters in there that are just kind of adding to the drama.
They sort of serve as catalysts to further the drama along.
Right, but it was wonderful. I enjoyed it. The actors inhabited the characters.
Mm-hmm.
They really do how to play those characters and give them life. And I honestly thought we were watching, just the drama unfold in a real sense.
Yeah, you feel like the proverbial.
I've lived some of that.
Yeah, but I know what you're saying. At times you feel like you're the proverbial fly on the wall.
Exactly.
Watching something that and in that respect, the movie almost feels a little voyeuristic.
Yeah.
Because this is something that's deeply intimate.
Exactly.
I mean, because as you said, this is a family drama.
It is
of a really unpleasant type. You've got people. You have the grandmother and the grandson, each carrying their own baggage, their own individual baggage regarding the past, and the way just comes into clashing.
Oh my God! Yeah, they really clash, and it was. Yeah, as I said, I've lived some of that, in the sniping of the grandmother and and then the behavior of the grandson. It was really, I thought it was an incredible film.
What about the music?
The music was absolutely fabulous. Mm-hmm. The music that they chose for some of the scenes and the music that Ethan composed for the film was incredible. The Song of Sway Lake and the two different versions of it, the one that there's several versions of that song.
Right. Well, there are a number of versions that are out there, but there are two that we hear in the movie.
Yep.
One that you hear at the very beginning, towards the beginning of the film, and that's the one that's attributed to the Eden sisters.
Yeah.
And then there's another one that it's supposed to. It was recorded by the character Tweed McKay.
Well, you're just kind of.
Well, but that's not spoilering. I'm not spoiling anything. It was recorded by Tweed McKay. I mean that's established early on, very early on. So there's nothing to give away there. But Ethan did a magnificent job, I think.
Yeah, and they're
with
two different styles too.
Oh, very different.
But they went for the period era or period music of the 40s and 50s, maybe into the 30s.
Yeah, I would say 30s, 40s.
Late 30s, 40s,
yeah.
And early 50s.
Right. I would put it at that point. And one thing that was interesting is when we saw it at the film festival, there was a Q&A afterwards. And I liked how one of the people, one of the guests or one of the audience members just said that it had authenticity.
Yep.
To it. And I thought it was, I agree with everything you said. The cinematography is just striking. And as I wrote in the review, you see that, and okay, yeah, there's a couple of winter scenes, but the spring scenes, actually they look more like fall because of the colors, makes you want to go up there.
Yep, it does. And the interesting thing about the Song of Sway Lake, is Ethan wrote that.
Yeah,
and it sounds very authentic.
Very authentic.
And that's not the
kind of, and that's not the kind of music he normally writes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so. I thought, it is a beautiful film. And the one interesting thing, because you were talking about the acting, the cast in this film is spectacular. The big name I would say, is Rory Culkin,
Yep.
younger brother.
And Mary Beth Peil.
Well, Mary Beth Peil, yes, but not so much. She's a character actress, I would say.
Yeah.
But in
Done
terms
a lot of television.
a lot of television. But what's great is that these people showed such enormous acting chops, especially Robert Sheehan as Nikolai. And Robert, I just found out he's going to be in the new big blockbuster disaster movie Geostorm, and he's probably not going to show 1/10 of the acting chops that he does in this movie. And again, this is a callback as to why we support independent film so much, because the quality of the acting that you're going to get in this kind of a film far outclasses some of the stuff that you're going to see in a big blockbuster studio movie.
Yep.
So yeah, if the Song of Sway Lake comes by your neck of the woods, please by all means see it. It is a drama. There's nothing very genre about it, but I would still say go see this movie. It really needs to be viewed with a very open mind.
Yeah. And I think that I think we'll hold off. We said we were going to do after 3 episodes of Discovery and Orville, but let's do
You want to wait on that?
4 because I think we need to flesh it out just a little bit more. I will say that I like both of them. First, if you watch Discovery and don't think of it as Star Trek, and Orville,
you're opening that door, by saying that.
taking it for what it is. So I think that's kind of where I want to see another episode.
You want to wait until the next episode airs?
Yep.
Okay.
All right. So check out our calendar on the website, birthdays, events, cons, film festivals. Let us know. Send us a note. Phoenix Comic-Con Fan Fest. Phoenix returns to Phoenix November 11th to 12th. Quite a few guests have been announced, and quite interesting Willy Wonka originals. Charlie Veruca Violet and Mike TV, as well as comic book artists and wrestlers. So check out myfanfest.com for more info. And Phoenix Comic-Con returns to the Convention Center, regular Comic-Con, on May 24th through 27th, 2018. More information after FanFest. Arizona Opera presents the not-to-be-missed opportunity. What did that billboard say?
I don't
Opera
recall.
in Technicolor.
Is that what it said?
Something like that.
I was just happy that it was on a billboard.
Yep. Hercules versus the Vampires, new hybrid film and live music event using the 1961 Mario Bava film, Hercules in the Haunted World. And music composed by Patrick Morganelli. He's basically set the words and the script to music,
so that it matches the mouths and the lips as they're speaking.
And it should be a wild ride. Special events planned prior to that. Check out Arizona Opera at azopera.org.
I would love to be the tech rehearsals for that.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Also, check out Podcast It Yourself at PIY October 28th. Sign up now before the price goes up. Come see us and say hi at the PIY. We are going to be there on October 28th, and FanFest November 11th and 12th. And as everybody knows, as we talked about, we are huge supporters of independent creators, especially filmmakers, comic book artists, writers, etc. There's a lot of talent out there, and they don't get a lot of fame and fortune. So if you see a crowdfunding campaign, please consider supporting it. You can usually get involved for as little as $1. And you might be part of something big. You never know. Please consider supporting independent creators.
Special shout out to the Doctor Who Fancast Guide that republishes our stories. It is put out by Doctor Who Talking Who. They are on Twitter. You can find them by going to Twitter and searching at Talking Who. Also, we get a lot of love from the Arkle Times Post-Dispatch News. That is published by the Human Arkle, better known as Brian Weber. You can find him on Twitter. He is at Arkle. He's also on Tumblr, and he's got the Incorrect Star Trek Voyager quotes, and I just saw a post from him today saying how much he's really enjoying some of the stuff that he's seeing there, and he's actually thinking about doing another one. I would like to see a Babylon 5 one. There you go.
Yeah, there you go. We want to give a special shout out to the Lookie Show, the twins, on Twitter. It's at Lookie Show, and especially their YouTube show, Lookie Show. They do film reviews in a rather unique fashion. So check out Lookie Show on YouTube.
Special shout out to the Facebook group, The Gay Geek, for allowing us to post our episodes on their page. And it is an awesome page with some really great people and some really, really great content. That's not just us. So, yay, we love them. And special love to Jeremiah Reeves. He's their moderator. And he's the one who said, go ahead, share your stuff here. Just make sure to mention us. So that's what I'm doing. I'm mentioning them. And you can find them by going to facebook.com/groups/The Gay Geek. All one word.
Yep. Thanks, Jeremiah. And we want to remind you to occasionally click on our Amazon ads. You can find them at the bottom of each article and episode, as well as some widgets on the right-hand side of the page. Doesn't cost anything to do it, and if you choose to buy something, use one of our search ads. We'll get a little bit of a kickback and help fund this show. And lastly, but not leastly, check us out on iHeartRadio, and please rate us and review us on iTunes and YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. And that's it. Who knows what we're going to have next time? So we'll have something for you.
We got
some, have at least
we have something from the film festival which we might run next week.
Yep.
Maybe
we'll see. Okay, that should do it for this episode of TG Geeks Webcast. Be sure to check out the article for the Webcast episode. We'll have several links on the page of things we talked about. And remember, you can comment on our Facebook page or our website, tggeeks.com. And you can leave us a voicemail at 469-TG-GEEKS. That is 469-844-3357. From TG Squared Studios, I'm Keith Lane. Thanks for listening. I bid you peace.
Cheers.